Walking down these empty streets, echoes of the past I meet. Lost and wandering for so long, searching for where I belong. Sunrise breaking through the night, guiding me back to the light. Every step feels like a prayer, promises hang in the air. Come back home, heal your heart, where the love never parts. Come back home, find your peace.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. What's today? Today is Tuesday. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. I have a quick show for us today. A 27-minute show today. 27-minute show, and I want to teach today on the power of man's words. How you can build or break your life based on what you have to say. You know, the power of your words. Your words have power, especially men. Men, your words have power. God made you that way. God made you that way. If y'all remember in the book of Genesis, when God told Adam, he said, you name everything. You know, that's how much that God trusts man in his words. That's why you got to watch your mouth. You got to watch your mouth, especially concerning yourself. You have power in your words. And let me tell you something. You can either build or break your life by using your words. Right? One of my favorite scriptures is the tongue has the power of life and death. The tongue has the power of life and death, brothers. And those who love it will eat its fruit. In other words, you'll eat the fruit of what you say. Listen, everything you say as a man is a seed. Let me say good morning to people before I jump in, because I feel like good morning, Eric. Good morning, my brother. So everything you say as a man is a seed. God gave you this authority. Everything you say as a man is a seed. And you know what seeds do. Seeds go in the ground. And once that seed goes in the ground, it germinates and it grows something, right? So depending on what you sow, that will you reap, right? And so when it comes down to your words, one of the most important things is watch what you say, brothers, concerning yourself. Number one, right? Even if you have a wife, you have children, you have responsibilities, the first thing you have to watch your mouth with is with yourself. Because it's how you speak to yourself determines how you speak to other situations, how you speak to other people, how you speak to circumstances. It's how you speak to you. And so the question you really got to ask yourself this morning is, how have I been talking to me? What's my pattern of speech when it comes to me? I remember for a long time, man, my pattern of speech when it came to me was very negative. Very negative. Even now, I have to fight the urge to think negatively about myself. One of my biggest battles, and I believe it will always be, I've had it for years. One of my biggest battles is low self-esteem, right? And some people say, oh, just get rid of it. Or, sometimes people can perceive a certain thing about you and they'll never believe how you feel, right? This is very important for men. Don't get caught up in what people think about you. Know what you know about you. You hear what I'm saying? Don't get lost in what people think about you. Know what you know about you. I know that I battle low self-esteem. Right? I know that. So what do I have to do with that? I have to speak very, very positively to myself, because I have a propensity to speak very negatively to myself. And some of you may deal with the same thing. Why? Because you got to remember that the power of life and death is where? In my tongue. Right? And so you got to control how you talk to yourself. And the basis of what I'm saying is based on Genesis. God created a whole garden for Adam, and then told Adam, you name everything in it. Right? So know this. God trusts your voice. Do you? Oh, man. Let's get into it this morning. God trusts your voice as a man. God trusts your voice. Do you? God created that garden. He could have said, hey, man, I'm going to name everything in this garden. Adam, you just sit back. But that's not how God formed man. God formed man to say, look, everything belongs to you. You decide what it's going to be. You decide how it's going to go. That's the power of manhood. You decide with the power of your mind and the power of your words. Listen, sometimes, guys, we protect our money more than we do our mind. Right? We protect our money more than we do our mind. Let me tell you something. You can have a bank account full of money and lose your mind. You got to keep this, whether you're rich, whether you're poor, you got to keep your mind, because your mind is your ability to either take flight or dig a hole for yourself. You got to protect your mind, right? I remember one scripture I was used to teach as a leader. These people were in a valley, right? And because they were in this valley, the mindset says, if I'm in a valley, then I need to get out of this valley, right? That's how some of us feel about rough times in your life as a man, as a husband, as a father. You hit these rough times in your life and it's like, let me get out of this hole, right? But there's something about resilience in manhood, that sometimes the only way to grow your resilience is not to come out of a hole, but to realize how to live in it. Right? Now that sounds crazy, because I know the mindset says, if I'm in a hole, Christian, I need to get the hell out of this hole, bro. I get what you're saying, but I'm telling you life right now. I'm giving you wisdom for life. There are some holes that are there. You're in them to teach you who you are, right? Some holes you're in is not to punish you, brothers. Some holes you find yourself in life are to teach you who you actually are. Some of you don't know what you got until you're in a rough place, right? And so when we deal with this, the power of a man's words, you can either build or break your life with it. Why? Because a man's words will create his best days or his worst days. Like take today. Today is Tuesday. You have the power to decide how your day is going to go, right? You do not have the power to decide how someone else is going to act. You don't have the power to decide someone else's response. You don't have any power over anybody else. But one thing you do have is you have power over how you perceive a thing and how you speak to a thing. You got to know that. And I think a lot of us don't know that because as children, we were told to be quiet, right? Some of you might be hearing this, that you have power in your words as a man. You might be hearing this for the first time. You may have never known you have power in your words, right? You may have never known how powerful they are. This is why I'm bringing up the book of Genesis, to show you that even God, even a powerful God, told Adam, I trust you. You name everything because I gave you power in your words. I gave you power in your words, right? And so this is why you got to watch how you speak to yourself. This is how you got to watch how you deal with yourself. You got to watch that. Let me see who's in the chat. Good morning, Dom. Good morning, my man. Good morning. Right. And so we got to look at this thing. Right. And so when it comes down to it, when it comes down to the power of your words, how are you speaking to yourself? Are you looking at the pattern? Look at the pattern. Look how you talk to yourself in certain seasons of life. Right. And you got to recognize when you're starting to build a negative pattern of words. I can't make it. Right. I can't take no more of this, man. I don't know how much further I can go. Words produce, guys. Words produce. Words produce. And guess what? What you have is your ear gate, okay? This is your ear gate. Your ear gate means that this is how words enter your body, right here. When those words enter your body, the ear gate, then those words sit in your head. And when those words sit in your head, then you will either create something negative or you'll push those negative words out of your head. You hear what I'm saying? You got to be able to control what goes in here. This is why you got to watch who you're around. Not only should you watch how you talk to you, you have to watch how other people talk to you. You have to watch it. Why? Because I got to protect my journey by protecting what goes in here. And guess what? The strongest voice, no matter who else is negative in your life as a man, the strongest tool you have as a man is your voice. It is not a weapon. You hear what I'm saying? The strongest thing you have as a man is your voice. And guess what else you got? You got the power of the pen. I'm going to tell you, when a man begins to think and a man begins to speak and a man begins to write, he can change the world, right? But you got to guard this, right? You got to guard this. And it's small stuff. It's not always the tragedies of life. It's not always everything falling apart. Sometimes it's just like you don't have enough money today. Talk to me. Have any of y'all had something very small and your mind blew it up and then your words start speaking negative, right? You can have, it's been, I know none of y'all never been broke, but I've been broke before, right? And so you walking around, it's like, man, I need some money. I got some money. I need some money in my pocket, right? And if you, after a while, you know what the enemy, so you got an enemy that wants you to speak negatively against yourself too. So you got to watch that. And some days that I have nothing, you know what the enemy told me? You can't be a good dad. You ain't got no money. How you gonna take it? You ain't got this, right? You got to watch that, and you got to use your words to speak back to negativity in your mind. Listen, the war is between your mind and your mouth. Hear me, hear me, hear me. The war is not you think you got enemies over there and enemies. No, 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 my brother. No, my brother. Your greatest enemy is between your mind and your mouth. And this is where the war is right here. This is the war between your mind and your mouth. What will you say to your mind when your mind tries to create something negative about you? Because what do I tell y'all? Your mind is your slave, not your master. And if you don't use your mouth to give your mind something to think, your mind will gather a thought from over there and try to destroy your life with it. Your mind is your slave, not your master. How do I control that slave mind? How do I control this mind? How do I make it my slave? I talk to it. I don't let it talk to me. I talk to it. You have to give your mind a picture of the future in order to pursue it. Do you hear me, brothers? You have to give your mind a picture of the future in order to pursue it. How do I draw a picture for my mind? I draw it with my mouth. It's what I say that creates the path of where I'm going. And then when you hear yourself thinking negatively, find words to snap yourself back into a place of you are able. Let me see who's in the chat. Good morning, Natasha. Good morning, Xavier. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. All right. And so what we're dealing with now, we're dealing with the power of life and death is in you, right? So this is the question. What kind of fruit have your words produced in your life? Think about it. I'm not asking you to comment about it. You know, you're free to if you want to. This is our safe community where grown folks talk and grown folks get healed. So you're able to say what you need to say in the chat, right? But what kind of fruit have your words been producing over your life? Listen, and your words are stronger than anybody else's. Anybody else can call you a failure and you can succeed. You got to watch when you start calling yourself a failure, when you start having negative words about yourself, because I can reject somebody else's words, but it's hard to reject your own. When you start speaking negatively of yourself, it's hard to reject your words. You hear me? All right. So that's the question. So number one, key number one. All right, what we in? We in not 12 minutes. Okay, I got 14 minutes, y'all. Number one, when it comes down to your words, the question you have to ask yourself. Point number one. Let me get to my notes, y'all. Are you using your words to build or break your life? Are you using your words to build or destroy your life? How are you using your words? How are you using your words? How are you using your words as a man around your children? I'm telling you, your children come out knowing nothing. They know nothing about life. How do they learn? How do you talk to them? Right? And I'm going to tell you again, how you talk to you determines how you talk to them. If you speak negatively about yourself, eventually you'll speak negatively to your kids, whether you want to or not. Understand this, guys. It's not about wanting to speak positively to your kids. It's about how you speak to you. If you speak positively to yourself and you're telling yourself you can make it, you can do this, I'm able, then that creates a word display for your children. In other words, you will talk to them like you talk to you. You hear what I'm saying? You'll talk to them like you talk to you. So when it comes down to it, it's about affirming yourself, right? Listen, the day is coming, and I believe the day is now, well, you can't wait for nobody to pat you on the back. Sometimes you got to take your own hand, pat your own self on the back. Sometimes you can't wait for no preacher. Sometimes you got to take your own hand and lay it on your own head. You hear what I'm saying? There comes a point where you have to take control. And how do I do that? I take control with my lips. I take control with my mouth. I am taking control of my life. I'm not living based on what everybody else says. I'm not living on the opinions of other people. I'm not living on what they think about me. What do I think about me? And not only do what I think about me, but what do I say about me? Again, because when I say something, my whole body responds. That's why even the scripture talks about let the weak say I'm what? Strong. Hear that. Let the weak say. There's power in saying, gentlemen. This is why the enemy doesn't want you to say anything. This is why the enemy doesn't want you to say anything, because even the enemy knows there's power in your mouth. There's power in you talking. That's why he wants us shut up, right? There was something that got me angry a few days ago, and I haven't talked about it since, right? Is that a good thing? No, right? Because I don't know what I'm doing with this thing. I'm talking about currently. I'm dealing with something, and I'm not allowing myself to talk. You see? So listen, when I get on here, I'm getting on here to help us. I'm no king. I don't have all the answers. I'm here to help us. And when I talk, it helps me. First of all, if I'm going to teach it, I must take the first fruits of what I'm saying. This is why I'm so honest with y'all, right? Because I'm trying to teach vulnerability to men. To say, listen, man, it's okay to say, look, I'm messed up right now. It's okay. It's okay to say my mind isn't where it needs to be. At some point, I got to release these words. Why? Because when negative thoughts get in you, if you don't release them, if you don't be honest about them, they'll eat you up inside. You might not believe me, and I'm no doctor, but I got a lot of wisdom, and I've been a lot of places, and I've helped people a long time. I've seen people trap their thoughts in their mouth and wind up getting a sickness in their body because words are that powerful. Words you try to trap in your mind, words you try to trap in your mouth will eventually get trapped in your body, and your body will respond to the negative feelings that you won't release. My brother, you got to know that going in your man cave and being quiet and not saying nothing to nobody, you feel like it's bringing you peace, but actually you're building a prison for yourself that you may or may not be able to get out of. You hear what I'm saying? The power is in your words. Keeping your words do not help. And I'm talking to us. I'm telling you, I don't know who, I ain't gonna say I don't know who I'm talking to. I know I'm talking because you guys as men, our first thing is to shut down. Our first thing is say nothing, right? And we feel like you winning, bro. You're not winning. You know why? You're not winning because now you got an ulcer. You know why you're not winning? Because now you're battling depression. You know why you're not winning? Because now you're dealing with a sickness in your mind. You can't get your mind wrapped around your life. You got to release it somewhere, my brother. You got to release it. Now, somebody's saying, Christian, where should I release it? Where do I release it? Hey, listen, I don't got nowhere to release it, Christian. I can't talk to my wife. Hey, you ain't always going to be able to talk to your wife. That's the facts. Just the facts. There's some things you will never be able to talk to a woman about because she won't be able to perceive it in a way to help you. She can comfort you, but in some situations, there's some things you cannot say. You need a man to be able to challenge you, right? Sometimes, gentlemen, you don't need nurture. You need challenge. That's why you need strong male friendships in your life that will challenge you. Because again, there's some days you don't need nurture. You need a push. You need a pull. You need a challenge as a man. Don't hide yourself from other men. No. Because men are the ones that will prop you up when you weak, straighten you out when you crooked, and challenge you when you're tripping. Y'all hear what I'm saying? Don't run from male friendship. You need a brother. Sometimes you need a brother. Then other times you need a father. Because a brother will encourage. A father will rebuke. See, it's all about words. It's the power of your words. Let me see who's in the chat. Good morning. Good morning. Let me see. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let me see. Pastor Justice, good morning, my brother. Good morning. Pastor Devonna Scott, good morning, my sister. Let me see here. Pastor Justice, live from Kenya, my brother. Hey, I'll be in Kenya, Pastor Justice. I'll be preaching in Kenya in April. I'll be 16 days. I'll be in Kenya for 16 days teaching men in Kenya. If inbox me on Facebook, I'll let you know where I'm going. I know I'm flying into Nairobi, and then I'll be moving around. But I'll be preaching for 16 days in Nairobi, Kenya. Hope to see you there, my brother. Let me see. Good morning, Takoa. Good morning. Ron McGee, my man. Good morning. All right, y'all. Oh God, I got 5-6 minutes. All right. So again, we're dealing with the power of words. Okay, we're dealing with the power of words. So number one, what's your word pattern? That's what we're dealing with for someone that's just coming in. Words create opportunity or close doors. Words either produce a relationship or break a relationship. You got to understand your words here, gentlemen. Now, I know I got some ladies in the building, and I appreciate you being here. Arthena, good morning, my sister. Good morning, Arlenthea. Good morning, my sister. Listen, now I know y'all sisters like being in here, and I want you here. Some points I got to speak directly to men because I'm going to tell you this, ladies, and I'm going to teach you something. You don't have the same power in your words that men do. You don't. That doesn't mean you're weak. That doesn't mean you're less than. That means that God gave you different things. God gave men word to speak, right? You know the secret power of women? The ability to feel. The ability to feel, right? And you know, when you get a couple together, you know what's powerful? When a woman has the power to feel. This is why, gentlemen, you got to watch who you date, watch who you marry, because there are some women that have the power to feel. She'll tell you what she feels, and then you'll speak to the thing. See, that's the connection of relationship. I don't want to get too deeply into this. Maybe we'll deal with it on Relationship Friday. But this is why you can't go head to head with a woman. This is the relationship between a man and a woman. This is not. When women and men fight like this, is because they're not seeking to understand their differences, right? They're not seeking to understand their differences. Somebody's trying to be right. God made us different for a reason. He made us different so that we would, right? There's some things you can't do, bro. There's some things you can't do, sis. And it takes this. And as long as we have this arrogant concept, right? The woman is strong. I ain't going to lose. Then all we do is come together like this. And you know what this does? This makes babies. This makes families. All right. Let me move on. Let me move on. Good morning, CJ. Good morning, my sister. All right. So when it comes down to the power of your words, again, you got to pose these questions. What kind of fruit have my words produced in my life? You got to ask yourself that, right? What kind of fruit has these words produced in my life, right? Am I capable? See, these are the questions. And you know what you got to do? The power, you got to answer this. Am I capable? Yes. Am I purpose for greatness? Yes. Right? And you know what tries to change your words? Your circumstances. Circumstances try to collect your words. That's the power of circumstances. Circumstances try to say, don't say that. Look at your situation, right? You'll never have that. Look at you. You'll never be that great. Look at you. No. What do you have to say back to negativity? Again, the argument ain't with no enemy. Your greatest enemy tries to deal with your mind. What are you saying to yourself? What are you saying to yourself about yourself? Okay? That's where you got to go. Oh, goodness gracious, y'all. I'm running out of time. Let me see what time it is. Oh, it's 6:25. 6:25. I'm definitely at the part 2 this, right? All right. Part 2. Words reflect your beliefs. Your words reflect your belief system. You hear what I'm saying? Now, I know you're saying, well, Christian, sometimes I say negative things, man. I don't really mean it. Listen to me. Once you allow that thing to come out your mouth, see, this is why you got to slow your pace as a man. You got to think before you talk, because words have so much power as a man, y'all. You hear me? Adam's words created everything you see. God trusted Adam's words so much. God trusts your words. I know some of y'all saying, I ain't nobody. God don't trust my words. You're a man. You're a man. And God sees you just like he saw Adam. And every authority God gave Adam, you have in you. The power of words, the power to create or the power to kill. You hear what I'm saying? And there's some things that need to die in your life. Use your words. Stop fighting, right? That's anger. Some of us use our anger issues. We're so upset about things. No. Anger doesn't change things. Thought out words do. Anger doesn't change things, guys. Thought out words do. Why? Because once you really accept what I'm trying to tell you, if you can really accept what I'm trying to tell you right now, you can change your life today. If you can really embrace what I'm saying to you right now. Now, I know some of us, you've been through hell in life. You feel like your words don't matter, or certain things you said didn't happen. Let me tell you something. Once time and words connect, you got a mystery and you got a miracle. But you got to have the guts to talk. You got to have the guts to speak positively in the face of negative. And you want to talk about manhood? Manhood is when you can look negativity in the face. Negativity in the face and say something positive anyway. You hear what I'm saying? Let the weak say I'm strong. Let the rich say let the poor say I'm rich, right? Let the law say I'm found. That's a command, because that's how much power you have. When I was on dialysis, you know what I said? I won't die here. Y'all hear what I'm saying? If you're dealing with a depression right now, you know what you got to say? I won't die here. You got to say it, because when you say it, it activates your mind. It activates everything in your body to live. When I'm telling you, I was dying on that machine. You know what I did? I did two things. I told myself I wasn't going to die, and I started helping everybody else around me live. And I wound up getting a kidney 2.5 years later. You know why? Because I sat in that chair, and even though blood was coming in and out of my body, and I felt like I was dying every time I got on that machine, I would not let my mind die, because I spoke to myself, I will not die here. No matter what you're dealing with, my brother, no matter what you're facing in your family, no matter what you're facing physically, mentally, socially, emotionally, financially, you got to tell yourself, this is not the end of me. Use this weapon. This is not the end of me. My family will have a future. My kids will be okay. Everything they need will be taken care of. My business will be okay. My wife will be taken care of. My home will be paid. You hear what I'm saying? You got to use this. Don't use this. Don't use this. Use this. This is the power. I'm telling you, your words and the power of the pen, you can change anything around you. Your children, when they come to you and they're broken, hold them. Hold them by the shoulders. Look your babies in the eyes and say, no, you're better than that. No, you're more awesome than that. Hey, baby, you believe in yourself? You hear what I'm saying? Yesterday, I was playing the little game where you spin the bottle, not spin the bottle, but when you flip the bottle up and try to make it land on the bottom. Me and my daughter were playing that game, and I kept winning. First of all, I didn't know what I was doing, but I kept on winning. And you know what she said? She says, Daddy, I'm always losing. Daddy, I'm just a loser. And that thing went through me like a shot. And I said, come here, baby. Right? And I sat down with her and I grabbed her by both of her shoulders. I said, no. I said, did you ever play this game before? She said, no. She said, Daddy, I can't score no points. I said, how many points you had in that lesson? She said 3. You see, what I had to do was start reminding her of who she was and what she could do, and right? Because her mind was telling her she was this. Her mind was telling her she can't do nothing. Her mind was telling her she's a loser. And guess what? It took the voice of a father to use my words. If I said, girl, shut up and keep playing, it would have broke her, right? I'm talking about the power of a man's words. The same thing with your wife. When your wife is sick or sad, right? You have the power to speak her out of that. Christian, how you know this? It's in the book of Genesis. Eve didn't know her name. The Bible says that God made a woman and presented her to Adam. And Adam looked her over and said, I will call her Eve, mother of all living. Woo. And some of y'all ladies in here, let me tell you something. You better have a man that knows the power of his words, right? Because he can speak you out of sickness. He can speak you out of problems. That's the power of your words, my brother. Believe in the power of your words. Believe in the power of your words. Don't reject negative self-talk, right? Stop sabotaging your life, gentlemen. Oh, God, I'm out of time, y'all. Ooh, I'm out of time. I got to go. I'm out of time. Don't sabotage your life with your words. Cancel negative self-talk. If you can't cancel negative self-talk, get with somebody who can help you. In fact, go to christianwinners.com. You can set up a one-on-one session, right? To help you through these things. You don't have to bury yourself in a hole, gentlemen. You do not have to do that. You can live. You can live. You can live. I'm going to tell you right now. Listen, go to christianwinners.com. I got a book, Removing the Shame, Part 1, y'all. Part 2 will probably go up next week. Who's the cause of your delay? Go on my website. This book is about when you let people in your life. You start dating a person, befriending a person. It could be family. There's certain people that you've allowed in your life that has caused the shame. It could be a relationship. Go on my website right now. This book is on sale for $5. It's a quick read. I write these ebooks about 15 pages, all right? 15 pages of strong wisdom about removing shame from your life. Go on my website right now. Go grab that book, Removing the Shame. And for some of you that are mentally and emotionally fatigued, I wrote this book right here, Overcoming Fatigue. All right, for you, that's as well. That's on sale for $5 right now on my website, y'all. Go check it out. Go on my website right now. Go grab these books, these ebooks. They're there for you. Removing the Shame and Overcoming Fatigue. All right. Hey, y'all. Goodness, camera. All right, y'all. So, Let me do this. All right. I got 5 keys for y'all. I got to go take my baby to school, so I got to run. But listen, I love y'all. Let me see who's in the chat before I go. Let me see. Okay. All right. Circumstances collect words. Yes, they do. Listen, if you're on YouTube right now, y'all hit the like button. Hit the like button on YouTube. Share this video. If you know people who need this video to power their words, some people have been destroying their lives with their words. Share this video with them, y'all. Let me see. Takoa, we appreciate this teaching, but I appreciate y'all. Listen, this show wouldn't be nothing without y'all. I'll be sitting here talking to myself. Listen, y'all make the show. Listen, I thank God for my community. Listen, there's some mornings I feel like I can't do this. And when y'all get on here and start saying good morning and amen and all that, when people jump in here from Kenya and all place, listen, it lifts me up. We are family, right? I got all my brothers and sisters and me, right? I need y'all. This is our community. Let me see. I say it all the time. Words matter. Yes, sir. Even in general conversation with people. And I correct people sometimes not to be offensive. And I say to them, words matter. Absolutely words matter. Absolutely words matter. Cheryl Hurley, my sister. Amen. Yes, ma'am. Let me see. Good morning, Jasmine. Good morning. Let me see. Power of words. Absolutely. All right, y'all. Listen, again, go to my website, grab these ebooks. All right. If y'all want to grab them, they're on sale. ChristianWinters.com ebooks. They'll be in your for $5. All right. I got to get out of here today, yo, gentlemen, and everybody on the show. Remember that you matter. You matter today. Listen, you matter to me, but you got to matter to you. All right. You got to matter to you. Listen, we say it all the time. Say it with me. Yesterday is history. And tomorrow is a mystery. All we have is right now. What you gonna do with it? What you gonna do about it? I love y'all. Hit that like button. I'll see y'all tomorrow and I'm out of here.